Bonjour. A Cure for Longing fell off the top of my Divine Doors deck, which kind of goes with the feeling I was getting. This collective, you feel as though you've been longing for someone for a very long time. Someone that you've been in separation from for a very long time, and you thought that they would be back by now, and because it's been so much time, I think the timing here is you might be feeling a lot of anxiety at the moment because you're realizing how much time has passed, and now you're questioning if you're crazy, if this person even still thinks about you or cares about you. It's as well, if you felt fine for a long time and then out of the blue you've suddenly started to feel anxious again, especially something has either come across your table about this person, or the lack of any information about this person is suddenly come up for you because you're starting to feel anxious again, and it's come out of nowhere. That's what I'm sensing. This says, a cure for longing. Love is happiness, a spark inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly, then you have arrived. I think that perhaps for a long time you've been going about your life and not really, you've tried to be very go with the flow, take things as they come. When it's meant to be, it'll come back in. But something's happened recently that's really stirred up your emotions in regards to this person, and it's really I just really feel like this collective is feeling very anxious about this situation, and they're wondering where it's suddenly all come on from. So let's get into it. What is going on for this collective, please? What is going on for this collective? Clearing and healing karma. Okay, so that might be something that is coming up for you again, and there's a reason for it. There's a reason for everything. But if you're finding that you've been good for a long time and then all of a sudden all this anxiety is coming up in you, it could be something that they're trying to get you to look at that needs clearing because it's something that's not fully healed yet. But as well, it could be that you're actually transmuting this anxious energy from the connecting person, the one that you are, that's on your mind. Blast from the past, memories rekindle nostalgia. So that could be what's come across your table. Maybe some pictures have come up on your phone recently, or you know how like on Snapchat or Facebook or whatever, it'll have on this day, and something like that has come up with a memory with that person, and it's really made you nostalgic. But then at the same time, it's almost like it's come at you right when you're feeling this anxiety building up inside you and wondering what the heck's going on, and that's how it's connected. But Gaia, they're wanting you to connect with nature more. It could be that if you're feeling this anxiety, this stress over this person, feeling like, was I delusional this whole time? Are they not my person? This, that, whatever. They're wanting you to take that energy and find ways to clear it out of your system, which could be going for walks in nature. It could be meditating. I just heard go to the beach. Do something where you're connecting with nature that recenters you, that makes you refocus and realize that everything's okay. You're okay. Because I think as well, if you're someone who, when you get anxious, you tend to spiral from that, if this is coming up for you again, this could be a lesson in the sense of this feeling that you used to have, you used to spiral. Now it's coming up for you again, and it's been a while since that happened. What can you do in this moment when you feel that anxiety coming on? What can you do in this moment to soothe that anxiety and see how you're handling it better than you did in the past? I think they're asking you to clear and heal this part of you. And if you are picking it up from this other person, recognizing I've actually been good for a long time now. This anxiety is coming out of nowhere and there's nothing in my physical reality that should be causing it. So maybe it's not mine. Maybe it's not my anxiety. Rejection. So I think as well, your rejection trauma is being activated here. That is what they're trying to get you to clear and heal, especially because time seems to be the issue here. It's been a long time since you have probably had any communication from this person, and you and it might have been peaked because you started to feel anxious, and that was strange to you because you'd been good for a while. So then it made you think of this person, and then the rejection of realizing how long it's actually been has been stirred up for you. They're wanting you to clear that rejection trauma that you feel, the things that make you feel like you've been abandoned by this person, but not just them, in your life in general. Any time in your life or any people in your life that made you feel rejected, they're wanting you to clear and heal that right now. And that is why that's coming up for you currently, because it's something that it's almost like this last push to be like, there's still a little bit of rejection trauma there that you need to heal out. Let's clear it out for good. Blast from the past. Let me just pick that up. Okay, so blast from the past confirmed by Merkaba and inner child. I really think that this isn't just rejection trauma from the person connected to you. This is rejection trauma from your upbringing. But they're wanting you to really connect with your soul right now. Your inner child. The energy that is connected to this person is also connected to the healing that you actually need to be doing for yourself. Inner child is all about connection, your connection to spirit, but nurturing yourself and having compassion towards yourself. So I feel as though this collective might be like, when that anxiety has been activated in you again in the last couple of days, it's made you angry because if you've been feeling good for a while now and that's come up all of a sudden, you're angry that it's coming up again because you have been feeling good for so long. So I feel as though it's coming up for a reason, whether it's this person connected to you's energy that you're picking up on or not. This is an opportunity for you to really be compassionate towards yourself, not beat yourself up about the fact you're feeling anxious, because that in fact will make it worse. Recognize it, and if you actually say, okay, I'm feeling anxious right now, maybe I don't know why I'm feeling anxious, but it's there and that's okay. It just means that I need to be a bit kinder to myself today, and just acknowledging it takes its power away as well. So that's something that I think whatever it is that's come up for you, whatever this past memory is, this blast from the past, it has brought up that rejection trauma, and they're really wanting you to clear and heal this for good. And that means really focusing on what's inside you that still hurts and working on that. All right. Leo season could be important. That's July 23rd to October. We're in October. August 22nd. So you could be a Leo. This person could be a Leo. And I just heard adventurous. So even with this connecting with nature card, it could be that that's your personality, this person's personality, but let's just take them out of it. With you, if you have an adventurous spirit, you don't have to be a Leo, but perhaps you embody a lot of those traits, or it's heavily in your chart. It's just not your main sign. Whatever it is, you have this adventurous spirit where they're saying tap into that kind of energy, because that's what will help you shift and transmute this anxiety. Surprise call. So I think because this is the energy around you, this is something that is in your energy right now. There is someone that is about to pop up that's going to surprise you. Even if you've been wanting to hear from this person for a long time, I think the time here has made you kind of not really expect to hear from them anymore. But I've been talking this whole time and I didn't hit record. Oh my God, that's so annoying. Okay. Okay, so you got surprise call under Leo season with Scorpio season on the bottom. So Scorpio season started yesterday. This is October 23rd to November 21st. You're going to hear from this person. And I think that's where your anxiety is coming from. This person, I think, is very nervous to reach out, and because you're now getting this anxiety out of nowhere, and you've been fine for a long time, and there's nothing in your physical reality that explains where the anxiety is coming from. You yourself are even questioning, am I picking up their anxiety? Does this mean they're going to reach out soon? You are questioning it, but I still don't think you're expecting it. And even if it is their energy that you're picking up, their anxiety, because they're about to reach out to you, this is still activating your rejection trauma, and they're wanting you to heal and clear it. Because it doesn't matter if it's this person's energy, you're still feeling it and it's bringing up things for you. So you need to still deal with it's bringing up for you. Does that make sense? But you are going to hear from this person over the next 3 to 4 weeks. And it's funny too, because I've been saying for a couple of months now that November is going to be a big season, but just a big month for communication. Hopefully I covered everything I said before. I just speak what comes to mind, and so I can't repeat it because then it's not channeling anymore. So hopefully I got out what needed to be said then. I was just like chatting away, and then I look up and I'm like, oh my God, it's not recording. Okay, so let's get into message cut. What's that? January could be important here. Let's see what this person actually wants to say to you. What is this surprise call about, please? What is this surprise call about, please? I miss making love to you. I'll do anything just to hold you again. So you might want to be careful as well, because if this person's very nervous, they could come in wearing a mask and act very kind of flirty because they're a bit too anxious to come in full force with like a big direct declaration of their feelings. So they might come in a bit like sexual, which could trigger you. I'm tired of the silent treatment. I want to sit down and talk about this once and for all. So this is what's pushing this person to reach out to you, because it's been a long time of no contact here. And when I think of a long time, I'm not talking months, I'm talking like a year or more. So if you haven't been in no contact with this person for at least a year or more, it's not your reading, because this is something where even if there's been random little like reach outs, like an emoji here or a random message in somewhere, but it's a big chunk of time since you two have actually had back like a real conversation. There's really been no contact for a long time here. And this person, I think, is very eager to clear the air. Oh, I love this card. Like, it's sad, but it's sweet. I miss your voice, your laugh, your humor, your touch. I'm in my feelings today. So this person I think the silence between the two of you is really starting to get to this person. They're very nervous about reaching out, but they're still motivated to do it regardless because it's been so long, and they don't want it to go any longer than it already has. I just heard enough is enough. Telepathic communication. So you might be hearing a lot of songs recently, or just things that connect you to this person that makes you wonder, am I picking up their energy? Again, same with the anxiety, especially because it's come out of nowhere. You're wondering, am I anxious because this person's about to reach out? But same for them. I think sometimes they wonder if they're picking up your thoughts, your energy, especially if they remember you to be an anxious person. You yourself know that you've been not anxious for a long time, but this person doesn't know that because you haven't been in contact. So every time they get anxious, they're not realizing it's their energy. They might be thinking they're picking up your anxiety, but it's actually their own. And as well, this is new, I haven't heard this before. When they're at night, when they're alone and they're thinking of you, I'm trying to figure out how to word this carefully. When they're thinking about you at night, when they're alone in bed, are you catching my drift? They, it's almost like, if you've heard of the O method, it's like you can manifest things when you orgasm. So it's almost like because they're thinking of you when they, it's like they're manifesting you. I hope that's making sense. I hope you're picking up what I'm trying to say here. That's the first time that's ever come to my mind, so that's specific. This person, they might not even be aware that that's a technique that people use, but it is. It's like when you're climaxing, you think of exactly what you want, and that's like the peak moment to manifest something. So I feel as though whether they're conscious of it or not, they've been manifesting you in that moment. I was hiding my true feelings from you because I was scared of commitment and I didn't want to lose my freedom. So I think it's not that there was a lack of love here, but I think this person did everything to distract themselves from you. And as well, if they didn't feel like they really had anything to offer you, they weren't going to come in because they didn't want to. I'm seeing that card as well that's like, I didn't want to lose, that's this card. I didn't want to lose my freedom, but that card that was like, I just had it and it left my mind. That's so annoying. But whatever it is that they have been doing to distract themselves, I feel like that's still kind of in their energy. So let's say they're a streamer, for instance, or they go live or something on apps, and it's not a good energy. It's not a good, it's quite a toxic thing. And it's something they still dabble in because that in itself can be an addiction. You can get addicted to that kind of attention you get from going live, like being a streamer. So, and I know people that have issues, like they can't seem to give it up even when it's toxic, because it's like this magnetic pull to something that's not healthy for you. That's just an example. It could be addictions of any kind, but this person hasn't really wanted to give that up yet. It's not something that they've been willing to sacrifice for the sake of coming back towards you. But I feel like this is something they're very conscious of now. It might be something they're trying to break free from, but it's still something in their energy. I don't think they've cleared it out yet. It's something that they're still something they still partake in. They haven't really fully cut it out yet, and maybe they knew that if they came towards you, you wouldn't accept that kind of behavior from a partner. It might have been even something you said in the past. If that's something you want to do, this is never going to work. And so they didn't want to give it up yet, so it delayed them coming back to you. Does that make sense? It's like they wanted to come back, but they also didn't want to give up whatever that addiction is, because they knew coming back to you would require them to do that. So they prolonged it. So I think that that's still something kind of in their energy a bit. Very specific messages today. Yeah, see, that was I love variety and I hate that card. So that to me is also just seeking attention and validation from other sources, and it's shallow, it's empty. It doesn't really feed their soul, but it's a ego thing. It's a pride thing where it's like, let's stick with the streaming example. It's strangers on the internet. but you're like addicted to them coming into your stream and shouting out your name or gifting you, things like that. It's like that can be addictive, and that validation is still something that is a bit of a niggly point for them. Like they still like that, but they also know that nothing beats your energy. So I still feel like this person's kind of not in the clear yet when it comes to that. They're still seeking outside validation, and they're addicted to that attention, even though they know they want to be with you. This still kind of feels like they're not ready yet to give that up. I'm sorry I put my career before you. So again, it doesn't have to be career, but it could be. It could be that because this says, I'm trying to get out of debt. I'm willing to put in the time and effort now because I don't want to lose you. So they've made silly decisions. And since we're on the streaming, I keep going to say analogy, but that's not what I mean. We'll just say the example. If they're addicted to the attention they get, and say they get gifts and all this kind of stuff, that I think this person is also, it's kind of like gambling, because it's like you get addicted to also giving gifts, because people get addicted to the reactions, and it's like hitting the button on a slot machine. Like it's the same kind of hit you get, and I think that addiction, it could be gambling too. But we're just going to stick with the going live, like the streaming side of it. They're addicted to the attention that they get from getting gifted or getting attention in their own life, with also the attention that they get when they gift and give attention to others. That can be a hard habit to break. But they, I think, have made some silly financial decisions due to whatever the addiction is, whether it's streaming, whether it's gambling, whether it's partaking in substances, drinking, whatever. This person has made some stupid mistakes with their finances in regards to that. And I think right now their main focus is trying to get themselves back into a stable, secure financial place. Because again, one, they know that if they come back to you and want to try again, that they need to give up that crap, but also that they want to be able to come in with a real offer where they can actually feel like proud of themselves and that you would be proud of them. Kind of like not wanting to come in when their life is a mess, as if they're only coming back to you to fix them, instead of coming back to them because they love you and want to provide for you. Does that make sense? But they want to put the effort in now. Before, they didn't want to lose their freedom. They didn't want to give up these things that they were just drawn to. They are willing to give up those things now to put the effort in for you. So yes, they may have put their career before you, but I think career is also addictions. They chose the thrill of what they were partaking in over the effort required, because that was a cheap thrill and an easy thrill. So they wanted to keep doing that. They didn't want to give it up yet to put the effort in towards you. Now they do. But because it's been so long, it's taken them this long to figure that out and actually make a move back towards you, their nerves and their anxiety over breaking the silence here would be overwhelming. And you're picking that up. I'm learning how to love myself now thanks to you. So whatever they have access to, or however they see, it might even be that you don't post specifically, but they see you doing well for yourself. And if you look like you're doing well for yourself, then naturally they're going to be like, okay, this person's taking care of themselves. They know their worth. They've set boundaries and they're living their best life. And they're seeing you, in a way, loving yourself. So they're now, I need to take care of myself too. I see a certain life for myself, and I'm only going to get there if I cut out this crap and put effort into myself. And they're learning that from you, and that's really beautiful. Okay. I just want to get these ones. Actually, no, first I want to get how they're perceiving you. How is this person perceiving the collective right now, please? What is the energy of this collective that I'm reading for right now, please? The oyster. So I actually think that they're perceiving you as you have this beautiful pearl within, which means that they see you as having these hidden talents. There's like potential in you that's so beautiful, but it's covered by this hard exterior. And so for them, they might even be seeing you slowly opening that up. But I actually think it's more to do with they're expecting you to be very closed off to them. I think their soul knows that you still yearn for them and have love for them, but that is something that's going to be, they're going to have to crack you open again because of the time here and also perhaps the damage. Yeah, rabbit. So I think their memory of you is being you were an anxious person. You got overwhelmed easily, and you were someone prone to being kind of afraid of everything. Like you were very timid, and they always saw that pearl within you, but you always would clam up because of your anxiety, your overwhelm. That's how they remember you. And as well, I just heard that they're thinking of the ways in which you loved and cared for them and nurtured them, and realizing that how you believed in them is also reminding them that they need to learn how to love themselves too, because you loved them. So there must be something in them worth loving. The raccoon and the frog. I don't think I've ever had the frog before. Oh, and the butterfly. That reminds me, I think it's because of the colours, but this butterfly reminds me of that Pokemon. What's the name of that Pokemon? I'm pretty sure it is a butterfly, isn't it? This looks like that Pokemon, you might like Pokemon or they might like Pokemon. I don't know, because that's the first time I've ever thought of that too. All right. Raccoon. Actually, no, I want to read the frog first. So you've actually got, that's interesting, you've got one of each element. You've got water, oh no, sorry, you've got 2 water, earth and air. The frog's water. There we go. Clearing, cleansing and healing, and that hearing, you're going to be hearing from them soon. Healing, that was the very first card you got out in this deck. It was like clearing and healing karma. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months, and I just heard you might be an earth and water pairing, but also, so say for instance you're a Virgo and then you have a Pisces moon as an example. So that's an earth sun and a water moon. The almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element and then emerges to rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished, so it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. Time to dive in. Frogs aren't meant to carry a heavy load. So again, when I saw that rabbit, I saw you as someone that was quite fearful and anxious. This is how they remember you. This frog, I feel like this is something that they've noticed that you have cleared a lot of energy that they remember you having in the past, but that you're still a soft, sensitive person. You still feel a lot, and as someone who feels a lot, that requires you to clear your energy a lot. And that makes sense because you are picking up this person's anxiety and they're not even in your physical reality right now. That's how sensitive you are to other people's energies, especially when you're connected to someone. It's a soul connection. When in balance, clear energy and enthusiasm for life. When out of balance, depleted, running on empty. I think as well, they're seeing you as someone that before used to be a people pleaser. You gave too much and you were exhausted. Sorry, I just got a text message. To bring into balance, lake, river, ocean, or bathhouse. And I actually think, didn't I say when that nature card came out, I heard go to the beach? So you could be someone that really does, you do go into a meditative state when you're around bodies of water. So it doesn't have to be the beach, it could be a river, a lake, whatever. But when you sit by the water and it's quiet and you just listen to the sound of the water, it puts you into a meditative state. So I think that's important here. I think this collective needs to go down to the water and receive that healing energy from the water, and it will help you clear your mind. But yeah, so you would get depleted from overgiving your energy, or not overgiving your energy, but absorbing everyone else's energy. And this is something that they've seen in you as well. So it's a beautiful energy. You have a very healing nature to you, but you're sensitive, so you need to look after yourself. And perhaps as well, this person knows that they depleted your energy in the past, and that could be part of why they're nervous too, because if they're seeing you shine and doing well, then they also might be worried about not wanting to come in and suck the life out of you again if they remember being like that in the past, kind of like an energy vampire. But they're not they might have been selfish in the past, but if they're aware that that's something they did to you in the past, they don't want to do that to you again. So that could be creating anxiety for them as well. All right, let's find the butterfly. Undergoing great change and transformation. So this is what I mean. They have access to you in some capacity because they can see that you've transformed, that you've grown. The energy of the butterfly is with us during periods of transition. Since air is the element of the heart, this changes usually involves relationships, or if you love your job, perhaps it could be your career. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, be extra patient. So this discomfort you're feeling because you're picking up their anxiety, that's what this is. Be extra patient and kind. This is what it was as well, remember, being kind to yourself, having self-compassion. Be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you, which it is. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon. Committing to one daily routine, a meal, practice or prayer, or going to be by the water, done at the same place and time, will do wonders for lifting a butterfly's spirit. So creating that routine. So maybe even over the next week or two, making a specific time that you go down and sit by the water for 30 minutes to an hour, and you will start to see that routine in itself is changing your outlook, but how much being by the water is really balancing you out. When in balance, cheerful, graceful. When out of balance, fragile and frustrated. To bring into balance, daily routine. So this person really does, I think, still have a perception of you, of how you were in the past, but at the same time, they've seen a big transformation in you. Those elements of fear, overwhelm, sensitivity, which you still have a big pure heart and are sensitive, but you seem like you're a lot more sure of yourself and confident. You're not that shy person or that really overwhelmed, anxious person that they remember anymore. You're not that anymore. And I think as well, that's why you're frustrated that it's come up for you, because you haven't been feeling anxious for a long time. All right, raccoon. There's the raccoon. Here we go. Talented, shadowy, and in hiding. I actually think that they're seeing you as quite mysterious. So even though they have access to you, it's not as if they know everything. They don't know who you're spending time with or what's going on in your life. They can only see what you post. Raccoon energy is at play within all artists to a greater or lesser degree. At best, it indicates talent, tenacity, and skillfulness with a particular musical instrument or creative tool. Even if that's your voice, they're seeing you use some kind of tool, whether it's you're speaking things and whatever you're posting they're seeing, or you actually play a musical instrument. Its shadow side points to an unresolved issue around self-image and success. Sometimes using a stage name or wearing a mask works in artists' favour. This actually even kind of feels like them. Remember I said about streaming, going live and being addicted to the attention? So the mask they put on when they stream, that persona, that person that they pretend to be, that's their shadow side, because they don't want to show people their sensitive side. This feels like it could be both of you, to be honest. It limits creativity. And I just heard as well, maybe the two of you are meant to do something together where you have a public platform together. So like, you know how couples who do content together, like YouTubers and stuff, maybe there's potential around that. Anyway, am I who my audience thinks I am? What if I'm ready to grow into something more? Raccoon energy won't let us off the hook until this creative ego fear is resolved. When in balance, generous friend, exceptional artist. When out of balance, competitive, starving artist. To bring into balance, make new work. I actually think this person is seeing whatever you're doing and they have access to, it's like they want to collaborate with you too. It's like romantic relationship, yes, they want to rekindle this, but I actually think as well that they want to create something together where you do something, you collaborate on something together on a public platform. That's interesting. But the way they're seeing you is very nice. It feels like they still see that sensitive, pure-hearted side of you, but they're seeing you having developed your confidence and your creative side as well and putting it out into the world. All right, let's get these. Separated or together, we are working in tandem with each other. Mirrors. Number 4, telepathic messages. I'm trying to connect to you and give you a message. Can you hear me? Number 4. Well, you're picking up their anxiety. That's for damn sure. Maybe they're hoping you can sense that they still love you or sense that they're about to reach out, which you kind of are. Number 9, messages about trust. Don't judge this, just surrender. I know it's triggering, but from a higher perspective, it's clearing energy and bringing us closer together. I think that as well about clearing and healing karma that you got. It's like you need to trust in the energy right now and trust that, yes, it's frustrating to feel anxious and it's upset you, but trust that it's almost like this is an indicator that something is coming, and to trust your intuition. Trust your connection with the divine, because they're triggering this in you right now because there is about to be a shift in this connection. Number 3, union. The same divine energy flows in each of us. This energy is the catalyst to our reunion. See, this energy is the catalyst to your reunion. You're feeling each other's energy. We just need to allow this energy to work its magic. For some reason, I want to get 4 for the top row, so maybe 4 is an important number for you. Normally I just do 3 and 3. Another union card. Number 2. I feel our energy merging together as if it has a life of its own. We are becoming one again. Your energy is merging, because something's about to happen over the next 3-4 weeks. Okay, telepathic messages. Oh, that's too many. Hang on. I'll take it anyway. So you've got mirrors. I can't validate our love in the 3D until I understand. I can't validate our love in the 3D until I understand our spiritual love in 5D. So that as well, I think this person recognizes the depth of your connection, but they've still got fear. I think because, again, there's been a long time here. Give me time to explore this aspect so I can be a strong spiritual partner for you. Maybe the 4th of January is important. Number 8, karmic ties. Past lives are influencing our connection. I've lost you in other lifetimes, and that makes me afraid. I need to heal the grief to allow the love to bloom. And that came out with mirrors as well. Number 6. So maybe the 6th of August is important, or the 8th of June. Maybe it was the last point of communication. This situation is being caused by both of us. Look at your own role in this situation to help us change it. And I think that's what you're wondering right now. You're wondering, am I picking up their anxiety? But this is what I mean when I say you are, but it is also still activating things in you that need clearing and healing. So even if it is their energy that you're picking up on, it's still bringing up things for you that you need to clear out. Number 4 again. So 4 is an important number. Just like you, I'm always doing some form of mission. My energy and wisdom supports those around me. So they might as well in their life just have a lot of people that go to them for seeking wisdom, getting advice from them about life. And that's kind of what you both are destined to do in a way, which is also what makes me think that them wanting to collaborate with you on something is the two of you joining forces to kind of put your wisdom out into the world. Like you have a joint mission together. Excuse me. Number 11, telepathic messages again. I close my eyes and imagine you're here with me. It feels so real. I'm beginning to understand this is what it means to be in the 5D with you. This is them learning this spiritual part of this connection. So even though it's been a long time, you two aren't physically together, they feel your energy. They feel connected to you always. The 3rd of November could be important. 3rd of November could be the next point of communication. That could be when you hear from them. Because remember, we got Scorpio season, so that was starting yesterday up until the 21st of November. Number 5, another telepathic message. I feel you pulling away and it triggers my fears that you'll leave me for good. And I should have said it when I thought of it. With that other card, the spiritual connection, I feel as though this person your energy's disappearing, like they can't feel you anymore, and that's starting to motivate them to come towards you and reach out because they're suddenly feeling like they're losing you. They're triggered. Number 1, I'm triggered. An old pattern has surfaced and it hurts. So either they've seen you post something that's triggered something in them, just like how you've had this blast from the past and it's triggered you. You're mirroring each other hard right now. The 2nd of May or the 5th of February. And January January's important here too. You've got 1, 1, 1, 1. So maybe January is important for a reunion here. I just want to see with this deck how you're viewing this connection currently. How do you view this person and the connection? How does this collective view this person and the connection? What are your feelings currently? Divine timing and Archangel Michael. So you believe 444. 4 is important here. So maybe it'll be 4 weeks when you actually hear from this person. Like by the time you've forgotten about this, all about this reading, you'll hear from them and you'll still be surprised. Archangel Michael protects you, but he also protects you in a way that isn't the most fun either. He comes in and rips things out of your life when they're not serving you, but you're not seeing that it's time to walk away. So this is a situation where they create something to happen where you have no choice but to leave because it's hurting you so much and it's required. And I think you believe in that now. You believe that this had to be removed because it wasn't doing you, it wasn't benefiting you in any way. It was making your trauma worse. And so you had to separate. But you've been trying to trust in divine timing, and this is what I mean. You've had patience for a long time. Like I said, at least a year, if not more. You've been trying to surrender and trust in divine timing here. But of recent, something has triggered you and it's made you start to spiral thinking that you've been delusional this whole time and this person's over you and never coming back. DNA upgrade. So I think as well you feel like this person, if your energy is connected and you are picking up their energy, you're hoping that this person has been going through their own transformation, that the divine have been guiding this person to level up in life just for themselves. And that's what love is. It's like even if you're not in their life, you still desire for them to be happy and have the life that you always thought they deserved. In your mind, you're hoping that this person is upgrading their life just for themselves, even not including you. Baggage. So obviously both of you will have emotional baggage that you brought into this connection that wasn't being healed at the time. And it was making both of your traumas worse, and that's why you had to separate. But there is unresolved matters here between just the two of you. And that's why a conversation is needed too, because you don't want to bring the old baggage into a new beginning with each other. So unresolved things need to be dealt with here. I think there's a lot of emotional history between the two of you that you both need to unpack. It can't be ignored here, and I think you're understanding that. And you've got Gemini season, so May 21st to June 20th could be important too. It might be birthdays. It also might maybe May's the last time you had any kind of contact with this person, anywhere from May 21st to June 20th. But that's interesting because that's come under divine timing and they're both black and white. See how they're both black and white? It's like the yin and the yang balancing each other out. The masculine and the feminine. DNA upgrades. Maybe this person's a Gemini. Spying. So I think you feel like this person's spying. I actually think that you've suspected that they're lurking on your accounts under fake accounts. And as well, I just heard you might be feeling like if they are lurking on your account, you're hoping that they're learning something from it. So it's not something where, wow, the rain just got really heavy. It's blowing a gale out there. Whoa. Can you hear that? Sorry, it's distracting me. I'm like sitting here seeing it like hit the roof tiles, and it's just like, it's going crazy. It's going wild. But yeah, so I think you're hoping as well, if this person is lurking on your stuff, that they're learning from you as well, which they are. Just a moment. That's going crazy. All right, let's tap into this person. What's their energy? What's around them right now? Confession. What is this energy around this person? Connected to the collective, please. What is the energy surrounding this person who wants to communicate? Caution, find out more information, don't overwork yourself. This is them. I think they're kind of anxious, overwhelmed right now when it comes to you and how to approach you. And like I said earlier, they don't know what's going on in their life. Yes, they might be lurking on your stuff, but it's not as if they know who you're spending time with, or if you've even met someone that you're dating. They don't know what is going on in your life right now. And perhaps they're overworking themselves trying to find out what's going on in your life. So that leads me to believe too that you don't really have any connections in common. Like you don't share friends, or there's no way for them to know anything or find out about you. Mercury retrograde, that's coming up soon. 9th of November until the 29th of November. Challenges. So right now they're facing challenges in their life, and that could even be the addictions, whether it's being online or substances, whatever. I think they're trying to face their challenges head on. I don't think this person's trying to run from their problems anymore, but they are having difficulties in their life right now. But that being said, those challenges are forcing them to work on their inner healing. Distance. So there's distance between the two of you, and that's something that they go over in their mind too, and that's probably a big part of why they're overworking themselves too, because to come to you requires travel. They see that as like an obstacle, a challenge that needs to be overcome here. As well as the fact that there is emotional distance between the two of you. There's been a long time of no contact, but as well, there's significant physical distance, as in like a plane ride away, at least. Intimacy. I think this is one, they're reminiscing about the sexual chemistry you two have, which the first card out was I miss making love to you, but reminiscing about how intense your chemistry was overall, like the intimacy you two had that's like no other, a connection that's so deep. It goes beyond physical, like lustfulness and physical attraction. It's a deep connection where it's like, I'm almost seeing two people when you were in each other's arms, it was almost like your bodies would buzz because there was just so much energy between the two of you. But as well, for that to confirm caution, I actually think that this person's overworking themselves, worried that you're with someone else in that way right now. I don't think they know if you are, but it's a worry of theirs. So I think the biggest challenges in their mind when it comes to you are if you're intimate with someone else right now, and also perhaps who they've been intimate with since you, but also the distance. It's like those are the two main things that consume their mind right now. Challenges. Yeah, you will be traveling soon. So knowing that they have to travel to see you is the challenge, is their main the main obstacle in their mind right now. How can they travel to come see you? And don't forget, in those message cards they got, I've made some bad decisions, I'm trying to get my life back together. So if finances are something where it's like it's going to, you know, airfares cost money. So the challenge for them is figuring out how they can travel to see you, or perhaps even how to get you to travel to them. But there's definitely travel required here. And that's the challenge that they're facing right now, how to close the distance between you two, physically and emotionally. Distance. Moving under distance. Wow, so this is my collective, where your person is at a distance from you, but they know that they need to move to be with you. Because this is change of residence, moving in with your partner. To confirm distance, I think this is, because this is the energy around your person. So they are heavily in their mind right now about how to face this challenge of traveling towards you, closing in the distance, and that would require moving. They need to move to be with you. So they're definitely at a physical distance from you, and that's the main challenge here. This first row is them overworking themselves, trying to find clues or try to gather whether you're seeing someone else. But the biggest concern of theirs is this distance, how to travel to you and make this big move. I think they know that moving to you is what's required here. Mercury retrograde on the bottom again. So perhaps this communication is going to come in during Mercury retrograde. But this is reviewing everything. This person, I think, is reviewing everything in their life, as well as what it requires to move to you, because that's finding work, finding a place to live, moving stuff, finances. There's a lot of things that go into moving, even without distance. But when you need to move long distance, there's so many elements at play here, that it's kind of forcing this person to really review everything in their life, and also going over the lack of communication here between you two. This is something that they're very much in their head about right now. All right, I want to see what's going to happen in this connection from now until January, since January came out. What can you tell us from now until January? Soulmates. This is what I was saying. Soul connection, partnership agreement, soul contract. The Phoenix, a new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, changed mind. So the energy is changing in this connection over the next 3 months, and this transformation is creating a new phase for the two of you, allowing that energy of rekindling this. And I think as well, this person has had a change of mind. Maybe for a long time, they really just put you in the too hard basket and thought that this was something that was never going to get back, never going to happen again. And that might have even been the impression they left on you last time you two spoke, that it was over and done, there was no going back. So that could also be why your rejection trauma is being triggered right now too, because you're thinking, why do I still crave this person when, as far as I know, they have no intention of ever coming back, and they really made that known last time we were in contact. Camera. So again, blast from the past, reminiscing over old memories. I think this person is definitely, has definitely held on to things that you left behind or gave them as gifts. but they're also heavily going over memories that you two shared. So they would definitely have things of you saved, but I actually think they have keepsakes of yours as well. But they want to learn from the past and make new memories with you. I think their perception of this connection has changed a lot, especially since they've realized the spiritual depth of this. Soulmates. Seduction, attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, and third-party interference. This is what I feel is the distraction, as in before when I use the example of streaming and them not wanting to give that up yet, and knowing that to have someone like you, to try and get someone like you back, they would need to cut that shit out and not wanting to give that up yet. I think this is still an interference here. I think whatever the addiction is, whether it's streaming, substances, whatever, that is the third party interference. And I think in some capacity they get outside validation from, like, they still crave that attention from others, even though it's hollow and there's no substance to it. It still feeds that shadow in them. I think that's still something that is an obstacle here that hasn't been cleared out the way yet. And as well, they could be hooking up with people currently. They haven't cleared out that, like, really getting to that point where they've I'm hearing that saying your body is a temple. So kind of like, it's not just about exercising and the foods that you put in your mouth into your body, but also not just touching anyone, not giving your energy to just anyone, like cleansing your mind, body, and spirit. I feel like this is something that's still kind of in the way here. But maybe that's what they need to grow from and to transform. Just not leaking your sexual energy to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that gives you attention. Maybe that's what their mind's changing about as well, realizing that they need to be very mindful about being intimate with people, or that flirtatious energy that they crave all the time. Karmic relationship. So I think for a long time this person thought that this was something that they had to let go of you, and that this was a toxic relationship. And I think I said that before, where they put you in the too hard basket, and they had a plethora of distractions, and they really thought that they would get over you and move on in their life, and they saw this as a karmic relationship. But as well, I think for a long time they put the blame on you. They resented you over the ending of this, and they used that resentment to stay away from you and excuse their poor decisions after you as well. But they've continued to be triggered by other karmic relationships in their life, other kinds of toxic relationships. They've been forced to see the lessons here that they've tried to run from, and seeing that they themselves were pretty toxic. But all these other relationships, or ways in which that they craved that attention, and whether it was through flirtations, whatever, it was always fleeting. And that's the thing with addictions too, like gambling. It's like you get that quick hit, but you keep needing to go back to get another hit and another hit. And this is what they're needing to transform through. Sunglasses, so they are watching you. They are lurking on your accounts, under fake accounts, watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, but focusing out. They're too busy focusing on you and what you may or may not be doing, who you may or may not be spending time with, instead of focusing on what they need to be clearing out, which is this karmic energy, this need to like get attention from others, people. That's what is needing to be shifted here. But they're ascending. This is good. Transcending obstacles. So this obstacle about needing that validation, that attention, and being addicted to it, they're learning from this now, and it's creating an energy of expansion for the two of you to create this environment where a new phase can begin. This is preparing for union. So I do think you're going to hear from this person before the end of the year closes out. But I don't think this person has fully shifted that energy out of these temptations that they're still kind of feeding those temptations right now, but they're in the process of transcending that. They are, I think these are, and this is the challenges card. These are the challenges that they are facing currently, and they're growing through it. They're transforming through it right now. So I think in the new year, so over the next few months, it's almost like this is going to be purged out of their system, and they will actually get to a point where they can really put effort in towards you and clear out this energy that they're leaking out to everyone. And also absorbing other yucky energy, especially with this seduction card, the flirting and the hooking up and constantly being tempted by easy attractions and dating and stuff. I think that comes from a place of insecurity, and that's what they were. I'm learning how to love myself now thanks to you. All right. Let's get the universe's perspective on this connection and what the love call. I just saw love call on the bottom. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. And then under that, palm tree, security, permanence, growth. And flexibility here too. So this person, especially because there's distance here, this person needs to understand that they need to be flexible with, you know, the fact that there's travel required in this. Okay. I will get a timing card after this. I want to see what comes out, but then we'll get a divine door to close this out. Archer. So the love arrows. Careful aim on target. So things are playing out in the time that they're supposed to be. Everything is on target right now. Shoot, go to guy or gal, direct, quick, precise, focus, matchmaker, implement a strategy, number one. But I also think that this person is trying to strategize right now in how to communicate, what to say, how to express themselves. Yeah, messenger of love. So this person, this is very forward momentum type energy. They're saying here that this is full speed ahead. This is going the way it's supposed to go, and that the delivery, I think that they are trying to fine tune this person right now on how they deliver this message to you. But they are making progress, and this is also a card of travel. So I think this person will make the decision to travel towards you. Maybe not necessarily moving straight away, but certainly making the effort as far as traveling to see you for a while so you can really rebuild this relationship and develop into potentially a big move. 1st of September could be important. But yeah, the universe is clearly saying here that there is movement coming in, and that their intentions are to express their love for you and make movement towards you. The cross, so this is destiny. They're saying that this is spiritually guided, that it's been divinely guided for you two to reunite. The trials were necessary. It felt... This says emotional loss, but that to me is more about the emotional loss that you both felt when you lost each other. But really instilling in this person that all the crises that they've faced since you has been building up the character in them, someone that can fulfill their duty for themselves and for you. But this was fate. Everything was necessary. The trials were necessary, and you have always been divinely guided through this. Number 36 and 6. Yeah, the element of spirit under the Archer. Allow, trust in divine timing. That's literally what it says. Allow things to come. Things are developing here. But this is a time, I actually for some reason want to say that this is a timeless reading. I've never said that before. But you're about to reach 0 point energy, which is when you just are completely centered and you're not bothered anymore about who comes and goes out of your life. You just allow things to come. It's very, I don't chase, I attract, but it's not forced. You genuinely feel you're at that 0 point energy where it's just like, whatever will be, will be. Very like laissez-faire. But this soul spark is about to come back full force into your life. They're wanting you to continue to trust in the divine and this connection and that it's about to come back in. And this person is also being guided back to you. Rider. Number 25. Ring. Agreement, pact, cycle, contract, soul contract, partnership, trust, alliance, commit, circular, continue on, closure, promise, and bond. Number 25 in the letter A. This is the first time I've ever noticed that, but all that writing that's faded into the background, it's like vowels. It's almost like you two, yeah, it says promise and bond, but I think building that trust again. And also making a vow to each other of commitment. This could be marriage. This person wants to marry you. And this as well is to confirm, Rider, so that this message of love, thinking of you and letting you know, I think the way that this person actually delivers this to you is really going to feel it's going to feel new. It's going to feel like you both are closing out the old cycle of pain and making a promise to each other, committing to each other, and starting a brand new cycle. This is what they're going to express here. Maybe not in that way, but conversations will be had about this. All right, cross. Okay, so mask. This is what I was feeling initially. I think the way that they approach, they're not going, like, this is what they're saying this connection is. Yes, if this is like you two are going to be together and you're going to make this commitment to one another. I think this is how they're going to approach though. They're not going to show all their feelings. They might come across a bit flirtatious, but I think they're going to kind of put on a show a bit, especially if there's someone that is used to putting on a show. When I was talking before about, streaming, that facade that they put on, that they're super cocky and confident and they're the life of the party and they're just going to come across maybe a bit egotistical. It might even make you feel like they're fully driven by their ego, but it's more their fear is making them put on their ego, being a bit theatrical and projecting this persona that they're doing so great, but it's all a performance. They're just disguising their anxiety about approaching you. That's how they're going to come across. And that might make you feel it might create that crisis of faith. Maybe how this person presents was always who they were, and I've been in delusion this whole time. But it's tapping into that divine connection that you have to see through the facade. But ultimately, you need to allow this person to show you that they've changed. So if they approach you with this masked persona, allow them to bring those walls down, but just remain. I think they're expecting you to be closed off anyway, might be why they approach with this mask. But just stay firm in your boundaries and understand your worth. And if they're ready to step up to the plate and drop this mask, they will. Tree of Life on the bottom, the 5th of July, grounded, fertility. So you could be destined to have babies with this person and create a lineage. This is about health and vitality, putting down roots, personal growth. The overall energy is this person has gone through a lot of personal growth, and so have you. Past lives, and that was one of the karmic ties. They've lost you in other lifetimes and they're grieving that, whether they're aware of it or not. But this relationship is evolving to the next level, as in preparing you both for union and your connection to source. Again, trusting in your connection to source, and that they're releasing this to you. They're motivating this person to come forward because the time is now. But like I said, I feel like the connection, reconnecting after a long period of time, a year or more, that's not going to be immediate reunion. I feel like you're going to reconnect, and then in the new year, things will develop into an actual physical reunion. I think as well, because there's travel required, that takes planning as well. But let's get a timing card just to see if they can confirm that for me. Can we get a potential time for reunion with this collective, please? Festive season. I've been getting that a lot lately too. Maybe they'll travel to you over Christmas. On a holiday. So that could very well be, so say that they make a plan to visit you and it's like a holiday for them. And they come and see you, and on that trip, you two reconnect and make a promise to each other, like, you know, to be together again. New Year's. Either that, or even with the you will be traveling soon, perhaps they actually make a plan to take you away somewhere, so that on that holiday that you share together, you can redevelop things. Summer. This feels very like you two on a holiday together. It's like they whisk you away somewhere, and it's a way of you two being able to reconnect, having that alone time together so you can rebuild this bond. Like quality time where there's no outside distractions. But that being said, obviously you both need to be able to keep the connection going when there are outside distractions, and not get pulled away from each other again because of those outside influences. It's all well and good to reconnect on a holiday, but it needs to be able to go beyond that. Alright, I want to get one of these and then we'll get a divine door. Challenge. So at the moment, the challenge for this person is them trying to break free from these easy connections that they get validation from, and also facing the challenge of the distance between the two of you. Okay, closing message, please. Three of Cups, you will be celebrating soon. A toast to friendship in the afternoon sun. Three of Cups in happiness. 3 cheers are done. Celebration is near. Perfect. The festive season. I think you are going to be traveling with this person, or they are going to travel to see you soon or take you away somewhere. So there will be cause to celebrate very soon. So just work on your anxiety and find center.